Hello, welcome back to Rise to the Summit Catholic TV show from Denver, Colorado. I'm your host, Ida Figueroa, and I have a very special guest today, Father Joseph Ssemakula.
Yeah, so I come from Uganda, and I've been a priest since '93. So next year will be, this year will be 20 years.
20 years.
20 years a priest, yeah. And I worked for the most continuous time I was in priest ministry. One place was in Sudan.
In Sudan?
Yeah, in Darfur, yeah.
Wow.
I had a very, very exciting activity over there, adventure, because we are primarily doing first evangelization. So people who had never heard, being Christian before, the word of God. And so the southern Sudanese were actually the north of Sudan at that time. And so it was really wonderful, energetic activity. And then I came to the US over about 7 years ago.
7 years ago you came?
Yeah. The interesting thing is that when I came to the US, I was not doing this. I began doing this in the US.
In the US? You didn't do it in Uganda or in Sudan?
No.
Yeah, just...
Actually, what's happening currently is that I've got to go back to Africa to do this there.
Wonderful.
And people tell me, where do you get this stuff? The Americans gave you this stuff? And I say yes and no. Yes, in the sense that it grew up in America, but not in the sense that what happened when I came to America 7 years ago was I had the time to really work on this question that I've been asking myself for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And with the intensity and the activity I had in Africa, I could not get into that. Yeah. So when I came to America, it was interesting because I had time. I didn't have a very, very, I had an interesting ministry, but not as hectic as it was there, So I had time to really somehow do my own personal formation. And that's how this ministry got put together. And then as people, of course, read from my book, chapter 3 is really the story for that. I got some kind of crisis of faith. I couldn't understand why God seemed to be so weak. People pray to Him, they love Him, they serve Him. At the same time, they have all these many problems.
Family problems.
Family problems, and
personal
good
problems.
people, and terrible things happen to them. And I said, God, but where are you? I'm supposed to be speaking for you, but I don't think I'll do this very long.
You're not responding.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I have to be a salesperson, you see, but how can I sell this, you see? So these are questions I had really a long time. Even remember, even as a teenager before the seminary.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So really coming to America was a opportunity for me to develop this and to think about
the Holy Spirit.
Exactly.
And brought you here.
Pray about
God's providence.
Yeah. So that's how basically the music came together. And to this, maybe I've been, because I didn't do that immediately when I came here, so maybe it took me about 2 years somehow, 2 years. And so I've been doing this about 5 years now.
5 years you've been doing this ministry.
Yeah.
The first 2 years was learning it, putting it together, getting all the information.
That's right, yeah.
How long, when did you write this book? How many years ago?
Oh, this book came out only 2 years ago.
2 years ago only?
But it only took me 1 month to write it.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So you had all the material when you did the conferences, the seminars that you did?
I'd been already doing seminars, healing of family seminars for a while. For
a while
years,
before the book came
about.
about.
Yeah, about maybe 3 years or something, 3 years about.
3 years.
And the funny thing was that, maybe not at the very beginning, but somewhere in the middle of the first 3 years, people began asking me, but Father, where is
the information?
Where's the book?
Oh, where's the book? Okay.
Yeah. And I would say, well, the book is in my head.
In your head, in your heart.
It was just like the kind of a running joke, And I got asked that more and more often, almost at every seminar. And then at some point I said, wait a minute, this is not a joke. Because really,
the Holy Spirit.
how many people can I reach, really?
Yes.
Am I infinite? At some time I will die.
Right.
What has got 7 billion people? There's no way I could get to all of them.
Right.
So I said, really sitting down and writing that book would be an act of charity.
Yes.
Because a lot of people will get to know this information without having to travel, without getting to me, or without me getting to them either.
Right.
So I sat down in 1 month.
Wow, how wonderful. That had to be the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
In 1 month, people take years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Currently in the US, there are about 20, there are exact 19 groups that I know of that are doing book study, books to take the book to study, the book together. And then they're beginning to put together some kind of ministry where they can begin to minister to other people.
Right.
And it's working very, very well.
Good.
So simply. So simply, yeah.
Excellent.
So I know it's a good number of priests that are using this in their own ministry. Could be maybe another 20, 25 priests in the US and out of the US, but mostly in the US, because that's where I am, yeah. So it's very, very interesting. I also have begun to have seminars for priests only, for clergy only.
I think that's so necessary.
Yeah.
I think that's so important.
So we had the first one here in the US in Missouri right after Easter this year. Most probably going to have another one at around the same time. So the week after, immediately after Easter next year. So that's when normally, of course, the clergy have had a lot of activity in the Holy Week and so on. So normally after Easter, they take some time off. Well, I propose to them to take some time off with this, where they enjoy and learn, and The good thing about the healing of family mysteries is
it gets to the root.
Exactly.
Further back.
Yes. And not only it's not just family tree. That's why actually in my book.
Yeah, notice it wasn't generational healing.
No.
It's family because
it's family.
We're right now the personal,
exactly.
the family, and then it goes into the generational. I noticed that.
Exactly.
That's excellent.
Yeah. You notice that because you have
experience in this. Yes.
Somebody else would say. But the thing is that
I notice,
a lot of ministries do wonderful work, but they tend to do one thing.
Limited, right?
Yeah. And then they do it very well. But they do one thing. And then the others do that. One thing they do very well. One thing they do very well.
You need to.
But here, somehow I've identified what I call the 4 access points. So areas that Satan actually gets into our lives. And people get shocked. What? Just 4? So yeah. Because Satan is a creature. He's limited. He's not God.
Limited,
he's not God. So he can only do this and that and that and that.
Would you explain it to the audience?
Exactly. And
well, you would say he comes to destroy.
To kill. He comes to destroy, like John 10:10, to steal, kill, and destroy. But he comes to do that, and the way he does that through just 4 ways. Because he cannot do it out there. If he does out there, doesn't affect anybody. He has to try to get into your life first.
Into your life.
And then
that open door.
There. Exactly. Yeah. Then do it in there.
Do it in there.
Of course, he gets it. I tell people to learn to think about Satan as one who thrives out of your pain.
Right.
I mean, he lives off your pain. So the more pain he gives you, the bigger, the greater.
Exactly. It's like fuel on a fire.
Yeah, exactly. That's his fuel. Yeah. So he's got to plant seeds where he's going to reap pain after that. And how he does it, he uses, of course, lies.
Lies.
God tells us,
number 1.
John 8:44. Yeah.
John 8.
8:44. Yeah. So the lies is the father of lies. The lies are his instrument that get him into your life.
Into your life.
And once he gets into your life, he does steal, kill, destroy. So in 15 or 16 hours of teaching, I do an hour and a half prayer only. And that's what does it. That hour and a half of prayer is what does it. People go home and have got a lot of good results in their family. And
because now they have the knowledge.
Exactly.
And now they've opened up to following that knowledge, as steps to the Lord.
Exactly.
And so they open themselves so that the healing takes place really quick.
Very, very, very quickly. Not only that, because now what has happened, because they're being taught and they're being trained, they own the tools.
That's right.
They don't need to look for me anymore.
They have the tools.
They know what's happening. They know they can explain things to themselves. All those questions they had in the past, now they can answer them to themselves. And now
it's very simple.
Very simple. Very, very simple.
I love it the way you put it together.
It's very simple. It's completely accessible to anybody.
Accessible, yes. It's nothing difficult, nothing you can't do or carry out.
So it's an incredible tool of really empowering people. People get empowered.
So where do you travel, Father?
I do travel quite a bit, I would say. A lot in the U.S. I think by the end of this year, probably I would have covered more than half of the states of the U.S.
Of the states of the U.S.
Sure, yeah.
Different cities. And you say you don't go to the same city twice.
I don't go to the same city twice, no.
This way you can cover more area.
Yeah. I would so much wish to do that, but really I cannot because I've got a lot of invitations. I've got invitations covered all through this year until middle of next year, even beyond the middle of next year. So I really come once, I got the one shot. But the other thing that's good about this is that I tell people, look, the very first thing I tell people when I come to a seminar, I tell them, look, you've come as consumers, but you're going to live as agents. You'll be able to do exactly all I do.
All I do, promote it and help others, yes.
Not only promote it, but you can also be able to pray for other people. So teach them like I'm teaching you, make them understand like I'm making you understand, and then help them prepare their own prayer, which I call the famous 4 sheets. They've got to pray about the 4 access points. And then after that, lead them through the prayers, which are right in the book, same book. Mm-hmm. So they get their book, you get your book, and they do their part, you do your part, and let them go. And good things begin to happen after that. So even if I do one shot in any city, I don't have any problems of conscience or people but want to explain more now, because I know all the information they need is in the book, and I've gotten some kind of relationship with them. They've seen me, I've seen them, they've asked their questions and so on, they answered them, and then just go and work on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
And in many places I've already been, not very many, but a good number of places, the ministry has just taken up parishes, yeah. People that before went there had nothing to do with healing ministry, nothing familiar with, no familiarity with it at all, are able to do it now.
Yes.
So simple.
Yes.
There's no mystery,
Yes.
because it's God actually who does the healing. So I do this in the US. I do also out of the US.
Out of the US. What other countries?
I've been to Europe. I've been to England once. I'll be going to Italy and France next month. And I've been to Medjugorje. I went there because of this too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for a big group of people. I mean, Medjugorje is the world confessional at this point.
Wow, I heard this many.
Lines and lines of people. So I think now currently they have at least 50 confessions. 50 confessions, I think.
How awesome.
Because when I was there, they're just like finishing off a whole new wing of
another one.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was to go to confessions in the evening from around 6 to 9. Mm-hmm. But so when I went, the first night I stayed in there up to around like maybe 11, like around midnight.
Wow.
But I didn't really notice. I didn't realize. So after midnight, I went out, and then the following night, so midnight, midnight. The third night, it occurred to me, wait a minute. When I leave, I'm the last one that leaves this place. All the other confessions are closed.
Oh, closed? You were the only one?
Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? So the third night, in the confessional around midnight, mm-hmm. And then this gentleman comes in and asks him, just for curiosity's sake, before we do the confession, how long have you been up there? And he says, 5 hours.
And they're waiting for you?
Can I ask you one more question? Yeah. I mean, you've been there 5 hours?
5 hours, why?
What has been happening to the other confessionals? Well, they've been there. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, but I mean, you saw them, like, moving out, and lines were, like, facing out, and he was saying, yeah. And then you're in this other long line, and you didn't go to the other ones?
To the other ones, yeah.
And he said, no. I said,
why? What's going on?
Did you actually see the priest like stick their heads out? There's nobody there. They closed and they walked off and saw them go.
Uh-huh. Instead of calling them over.
Yeah. Why? And actually, Medjugorje, even in the summer, it's quite chilly in the evening. So it was quite chilly out there.
Chilly, cold?
Yeah, cold, yeah. So it tells me, Father, the people come from this confessional, when they go out there, you know what they tell us? They tell us, it may take you long to go in there, but it's worth the wait.
It's worth the wait, wow.
I said, wow. That's what they're telling us. Yeah, that's what. Oh, the line's still long, Father. And it was like midnight.
Oh, wow.
That night I was there till 2 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what a
now
blessing.
that happened all the 10 days
blessing. Wow.
I was there.
That would,
now, the good
no
thing
time
about
for
this
yourself.
the good thing about this is that there's no mystery. What I was doing that confessional is the quick one. The quick one.
The quick in it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the 3 steps.
The cars.
So there's the repentance to God, and
forgiveness.
Actually repentance to God, mm-hmm. And then canceling agreements with Satan and sending him out of your life, and then calling in the Holy Spirit.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So whenever I did that, anybody for any particular situation they talked about, people felt something incredible.
Lift.
Something lift.
And
yeah.
light.
And that's what they go and tell people out there.
So I said, go to him.
I'll give that line. Yeah. So really, when this is in the hands of priests, it's a very, very powerful tool. And it's so simple. Mm-hmm. So simple. Yeah.
Wonderful. That's excellent.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. What really drives me people ask me, but you talk so long, I don't get tired. Well, why? So
Yeah,
what?
so many hours.
Where do you get all this energy?
I was tired yesterday. Last night I said, I hope he finishes it because I am so wiped out. And he kept going and all
I
the
can still
energy.
do another one.
Where are you getting all that energy?
Where do you get that energy? Well, the thing is this: whatever you go.
You're happy to do this work.
Yeah. Not only that, you find yourself in front of this group of people who look like this when they come.
Yeah.
But when they leave, Saturday night, they're like this, you know? and you feel something has happened to these people's lives, not only their own lives, their own entire families
What a
that
joy.
are not there.
What a joy.
What a joy. Now, what do you want to be doing in life, really? What do you want to be, what to be doing that, isn't it? So you keep on talking and talking and talking because you know it's doing something for people out there. Not only that, after this, they will do it to others. So you cannot get tired doing this. You cannot get tired doing this. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's really something.
Thank you for watching us. Send in your donations, and we have Father's information down below. God bless you, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
Rising to the sun with praises on.